Mira was never part of her family. It turns out Mira was never a part of her family, and honestly, it is heartbreaking. Let's pull up the family portrait scene. Every single member of Mira's family has black hair. Every single one of them. And then there is Mira with pink hair. Clearly different, clearly standing out. The natural assumption is that she dyed her hair at some point during a rebellious phase. Except she didn't. If we go back to the flashback scenes of Mira as a child, she had the exact same pink hair. It turns out it wasn't a deliberate decision. This wasn't a rebellion, it's something as simple as biology. Then we need to look at the moment in the song Golden where Mira calls herself a problem child. She's perfectly describing someone who never quite fit into the space they were placed in. When we combine this mismatched hair with the emotional distance she maintains from her family throughout the film, along with them giving her warmth but always having a slight friction, the picture becomes much clearer. According to the information shared by people connected to the production, Mira was adopted. The movie has been quietly telling you that from the very beginning and from the very first frame she appears in. The family she grew up with is real to her, and the love is real, but her origin story is something entirely different. It sets up every other secret on this list, which means the next question immediately becomes, if that's not her family, then who is? 2. The pink hair secret here is something the movie establishes very quickly if we pay enough attention. Hair color in K-pop Demon Hunters is not random. We have covered it on our channel multiple times. It is a coded visual language. Demons in the film have vivid, colorful hair, while humans have black hair, which is common in Korea. This is consistent across the entire runtime. Every time you see a character with unusual hair coloring, it turns out they are either not human, or there is something hidden about their true nature. Mira has had pink hair since her childhood. The film is not being subtle about this. It is placing Mira in the same visual category as a demon from the moment she appears. This isn't because she is evil, since the color coding is about lineage and origin, not morality, but because her blood is not entirely human. Let's think about Rumi for a moment, and how her demon heritage became the emotional center of the story. Now think about Mira standing next to a demon hunter throughout the entire film. The creators gave her visual markers of a demon lineage. One of those markers drives the whole plot, while the other one belongs to Mira, who has been sitting quietly in the background. The pink hair is confirmation that Mira's story is not finished. In fact, it has barely started. In the next movie, we will definitely see more of her background, because during this first Demon Hunters movie, we did not see nearly enough of it. Stay tuned for the next movie and this theory. This secret connects directly to the next one, which explains where that demon blood actually comes from. Before we explain that, subscribe to the channel if you want to know everything about K-pop Demon Hunters, even the secrets that aren't even out yet. 3. Mira and Mystery are related. This one is hidden in 3 separate details that all compound on each other. When you stack them up, the conclusion becomes almost impossible to argue against. Let's talk about the first detail, the earrings. Mystery Saga's signature accessory is a long, distinct earring shaped like a demon fang. Whenever he appears, the earring appears first. Given the context of the story and how everyone finds the Saja boys attractive, this is perfectly tracking. But when Mystery walked in, Mira tried to tear it down. On the surface, this reads as Mira being protective of Zoe or just being characteristically blunt. But if you watch her face in that exact moment, that emotion is not protectiveness. It is something much more complicated, something closer to deep discomfort. Mira and Mystery are siblings who have absolutely no idea that they are related, but that subconscious recognition is already happening. Mira cannot raise a weapon against her own blood, even when she does not consciously understand why. And according to the information circulating on the internet, this is only part of the story. A third sibling named Maya is also being introduced, which will complete a trio of Mira, Mystery, and Maya, who were separated and have no knowledge of each other. If that reveal lands in the next film, every scene from the first movie will hit differently. What do you think about this secret? Let us know in the comments down below. 4. Mira is stronger than Rumi. This one is going to cause a lot of debates in the comments, and we're completely ready for the challenge. Honestly, please go easy on me. Rumi's weapon gets all the attention since she's the leader and the protagonist. Her weapon is positioned as the ultimate symbol of a hunter. But if we go back and actually analyze what Mira is working with, she has a Gokuto blade that is significantly longer than Rumi's sword. The blade is much heavier, and the curve changes the entire attack geometry. A straight blade has one primary attack mode, cutting in a direct line. The curved blade of the Gokuto opens up 2 distinct combat options simultaneously. You can deliver a direct cutting strike, or you can rotate the grip and turn that same attack into a hooking motion that pulls around a guard or wraps around a defense. Martial arts specialists who have analyzed the weapon design in the film have noticed exactly this. The Gokuto's design is specifically built for a frontline attacker who needs to create an opening against multiple opponents at the same time. It's not a duelist's weapon. It is a weapon designed for someone who is always in the middle of a war. This perfectly describes how Mira actually fights compared to every other Huntrix member who plays it more passive-aggressive. It also raises an important question about why the most front-facing and physically capable member of the team is constantly treated as a sidekick to the story. That tension is something the creators deliberately put in. 5. The train scene. You probably rewatched this action scene and missed the most important detail entirely. Remember the train scene? During that sequence, the demons are completely overwhelming the fight, and Huntrix is struggling to maintain its position. Mira steps forward and unleashes a single massive strike that destroys the entire wave. It is the most powerful single action any Huntrix member takes in the entire film. Now look at the train windows during the exact moment of impact. There are civilian passengers inside the train who are visible through the glass. Now look at the moment right after the strike. They are gone. Not moved, but completely gone. Then, if we look at Mira's face, she isn't triumphant, she is absolutely horrified. That expression is not the face of someone who just did something incredible or performed an act of righteousness. It is the face of someone who just discovered something about themselves that terrifies them. That detail is either a massive oversight by the production team, which, given the level of intentionality in every other design choice, seems highly unlikely, or the creators are quietly confirming something about the nature of Mira that even she does not fully understand yet, and that we fans completely overlooked. A Huntrix member who does not know her own power ceiling, and whose ability appears to affect things far beyond what she is targeting, isn't just a weapon, it's a curse. She is always the unpredictable one, but if this secret is true, the sequel is going to have to deal with one of the most complex storylines yet. 6. The wrong zodiac sign. The official K-pop Demon Hunters wiki lists Mira's birthday as March 22nd, which puts her squarely into Aries territory. Yes, Aries fits her on the surface. It's the fire sign, confident, courageous, goes head first, and embodies the warrior archetype, which is fine, but spend any time actually watching Mira throughout the film, and that Aries reading starts to fail. A true Aries is direct and uncomplicated in how they process the world, but Mira, on the other hand, is not. She is deeply layered, she is guarded, and reveals almost nothing about what is actually happening beneath the surface. The loyalty she has to the people she decides to protect borders on obsession in the best possible way. Do you remember the moment with the Rumi and Zoe figurines on her shelf? A person who keeps small figures of the people she loves in her private space is not someone who is simple or emotionally shallow. That is most likely Scorpio behavior, deeply loyal, intensely private, protective to the point of aggression, and highly secretive about their inner world, while being capable of a level of emotional depth that most people around her can never actually see. Mira's official zodiac sign says Aries, but her actual characterization screams Scorpio. The wiki might be technically accurate regarding the date, but the creators are giving you a completely different subtext. 7. Rumi drama. Now, let's talk about the tension between Mira and Rumi, which has often been read as a simple personality conflict. People assume these are just two strong individuals who clash because that's what strong people do. It is a clean narrative explanation, but it completely misses what is actually being depicted on screen. Mira pushes Rumi constantly throughout the film. She challenges her and even tries to force a confrontation about whatever is clearly going wrong. When Rumi is visibly struggling, she will not explain why. Mira's response isn't patience or gentle concern, it is pushing and putting pressure on her. Now factor in the dynamic that the creators set up between them. Rumi is the lead vocalist, the face of Huntrix, and the protagonist around whom the story centers. Mira is the fighter who is most physically capable, who arguably carries more of the actual danger for the group, but who stands perpetually one position behind in terms of the spotlight. Mira does not know Rumi's secret for most of the film, but she does know that her friend is clearly falling apart, refusing to explain why, and continuing to receive the benefit of the doubt from everyone everyone around them simply because she is Rumi. Their loyalty, attention, and grace all flow toward the person at the center of the story. The creators have stated in interviews that they wanted these characters to feel real. Real friendships include anger, resentment, and conflict. They include moments where you love someone but also feel frustrated by what they represent in your life. Mira's aggression towards Rumi isn't villainous, and it isn't just a simple clash either. It is an honest portrayal of what it looks like to be the person standing slightly out of the light while someone you genuinely love stands fully in it. The next secret is the one that sparked the most discussion in the fandom, and for a very unique reason. Subscribe so you never miss a breakdown when we go deep into the details of K-pop Demon Hunters. 8. Mira and the Saja boys. This gets missed because the film wraps it in comedy and then moves past it quickly. When Huntrix first encounters the Saja boys in the alleyway, watch each member's reaction precisely. Zoe completely short-circuits and is fully absorbed immediately. Rumi tries to stay composed but visibly fails, the impact readable right on her face. But Mira's reaction is absolutely nothing, no impact at all. If anything, she has a slight expression of irritation or distaste. Her whole facial expression shows total indifference. The fan signing scene and the soda pop performance add even more information. When the Saja boys perform for the crowd and send photo cards toward the audience, Mira catches one, not because she's a fan, but because she stepped in front to prevent it from reaching someone else. This gesture reads as protective and suspicious simultaneously. In several shots, the Saja boys show a distinct interest in Mira throughout the film. But her reaction is entirely consistent. She has zero interest in return. The creators have discussed in interviews wanting to introduce a queer character in the sequel, and have specifically suggested that, rather than creating someone new, they might develop a new layer for a character the audience already knows. People close to the production have indicated that if you watch Mira carefully in the first film, the groundwork has already been laid. For a movie whose entire thematic core is about accepting the parts of yourself that you've been hiding from the world, Mira being queer makes perfect sense. The movie has been building toward it for the first time. She looked at these Saja boys and felt absolutely nothing in her heart. 9. The bubble tea. This might be the smallest secret on the list, but it is somehow one of the most delightful ones too. If you go back and notice how consistently Mira appears with bubble tea throughout the film, it's mind-boggling. On the plane, between scenes, after a performance, or in a quiet downtime moment, it's so consistent that it becomes part of how you recognize her in certain shots. She is always sipping on bubble tea. Now contrast that with another character detail. Mira is completely obsessed with spicy food. Her custom ramen order is super spicy, and it is not a mild interpretation of heat, it's a statement of just how far she takes her flavor preferences. It shows her character too. Bubble tea is made with milk, and milk is one of the most effective naturalizers for capsaicin, the compound that creates the sensation of heat from spicy food. It is significantly more effective than water or other beverages for resetting the palate after intense spice. Mira isn't sipping bubble tea just because she has an aesthetic preference for it, or because it's a cute character quirk. She is self-medicating. She is eating spicy food at a level that requires active countermeasures, and she has identified the most effective countermeasure available and incorporated it into her daily routine. This is probably the most practical behavior in the entire film, and it makes total sense for a character whose entire personality is built around being far more competent and deliberate than she appears. 10. Mira's full arc. This might be another hidden layer to that exact same preference, but it ties directly into Mira's full arc. If you go back and notice how consistently Mira appears with bubble tea throughout the film, it's mind-boggling. On the plane, between scenes, after a performance, or in a downtime moment, it's so consistent that it becomes a core part of her visual identity. She is always sipping on that bubble tea. As we established, Mira's defining food trait is that she is obsessed with spicy food. Her custom ramen, which features a heavy dose of spicy komi, is not a mild interpretation of spice, it is a statement of just how far she pushes her limits. It shows her true character. Because bubble tea is made with milk, it acts as the ultimate neutralizer for capsaicin, wiping away the heat much better than water ever could. Mira isn't drinking bubble tea for a cute character moment, she is actively calculating her recovery. She eats spicy food at a level that requires real-time countermeasures, proving that she is always thinking one step ahead in her daily routine. This is easily the most practical behavior in the entire film, perfectly matching a character whose entire personality is built around being completely deliberate in everything she does. Delayed Shadow, if you made it through all 10 of these amazing secrets, there is some good news for you. Here is a bonus one. This secret is hidden directly within the group's debut music video, and it completely redefines how we look at MIRA'S physical capabilities on stage. K-pop music videos are famous for burying deep lore clues in the background sets, and Huntrix's first visual release is absolutely no exception. During MIRA'S intense solo dance break at the 2-minute mark, the camera pans rapidly across a stylized hall of mirrors. While most fans were completely focused on her flawless execution and heavy choreography, the visual editors left a massive structural clue right in plain sight. If you slow down the playback speed to 0.5, you will notice that her reflection in the glass behind her actually moves a fraction of a second faster than her physical body. This is not a rendering error or a lazy editing choice by the production team. It is a highly deliberate hint at her true lineage in the lore established through the film. Human reflexes are bound by physical biology, but demon blood operates on instinctive, predictive movement. Her reflection is literally anticipating the choreography before her human consciousness even registers the next dance step. Did you catch it on your first watch? Let us know in the comments down below. Those are 10 amazing secrets that you never knew about MIRA. If you want 10 more deep dives into the hidden lore, drop a comment below and subscribe to the channel to stay completely up to date.